Welcome back. I ain't talking about anything today. We're just gonna go over my dad. I'm just doing some of these thoughts that I have, putting some stuff down on camera for video archive. My channel is all Lupinya. My name's Big Onk. I'm out here trying to get some of my garage cleaned. I am moving rock and trimmed up these bushes, just getting my house together. I've got a couple months before soccer starts back, and I want to get some videos in. If you're into old head rants, some guns and gear review, just some reviews itself, stick around. It's going to be a good time. If not, and this isn't for you, go ahead and move on to another channel. No hard feelings. Today, there's a story that, well, it's not really a story. Some stuff that happened with me and my dad this week that just cracks me up. Now, if you don't know my dad, he's 78 years old. Some of you watching do. Some of you may be new to the channel. But he's 78 years old. He is a veteran of Vietnam. He recently lost his wife. I lost my mother. And we are dealing with that loss in our own separate ways. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It means we're dealing with this in the way we best know how. He has PTSD from Vietnam, partially because he was a medic, so he saw a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. The woman that he loved, she's now gone. He recently got remarried. He remarried pretty fast. That's not for me to judge. No matter what, I'm his biggest fan. But I call him every morning, just like I call my mother. When she was alive, I'd call her. My dad would be in the background. He didn't say much. He just listened. Every once in a while, he'd interject and say, "Hey, how are you doing, son? I love you. I'm rooting for you. Have a great day. You're smarter than people are giving you credit for. Keep going, keep going." When my mother died, I told him the thing that was true. I'm your biggest fan. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I'm your biggest fan, and I love you. So we've really developed a relationship out of tragedy, a better relationship. It's a lot of ways. Me and him in the mornings, we get about a half an hour before I have to start work. Some days he's tired, he's not able to answer the phone. Other days he's energetic. Just life, you know. Some days he needs to go back to sleep. Some days I can't talk. But 90% of the time we get on and we talk. Well, one particular morning stands out to me because it was just crazy. It was crazy, this dream that he had. So I called him up at 6:30. "Hey man, what's going on?" "Good morning." He said, "Good morning." I said, "You sound a little tired." He said, "I just woke up." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, did you have a good night?" He said, "Yeah, I was dreaming." I said, "Dreaming? What was you dreaming about?" He said, "I was cornered on a submarine." I said, "Okay, well, you know, were you winning? Were you losing? What was going on? Why were you cornered?" He said, "I don't know why I was cornered." He said, "But there was a woman on there and I cut off her titty." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I cut off her titty." I didn't get to ask him this. I said, "Okay, so you cutting off people's titties?" He said, "Apparently." He said, "I don't know if I won or not because you called." He said, He says she'll be all right. It'll grow back or something. I'm like, man, what are you doing? So this is the kind of dreams you're having. You cornered on a submarine. You weren't even a Navy man. You were Army. But you're cornered on this submarine, cutting off people's titties. And then later on in the day, I started to ask, was the lady dressed and you cut it off? Or was everybody butt naked in the submarine and you cutting off people's titties? And why does it have to grow back? It was so many questions, but that's the kind of stuff that we talk about. So he is still 78 years old. He's still full of spitfire. He's going and hooking up campers and trailers and still trying to experience new things. And I think that's what it's all about. I think as long as you're trying to grow, as long as you're trying to get better at life through some type of tragedy, you're winning. It doesn't have to be riches, it doesn't have to be gold, it doesn't have to be $1 million, $2 million. Sometimes that won't bring you happiness. For some people it does. And I'm not downplaying that. Money definitely plays a part in everybody's life. But for him to not lay down and die and to keep active, and he's always doing something, it's great. And I like to pass that on to you guys. These small little reflections. It doesn't have to be a big funny story. These small little reflections of life that we take for granted because we do have a finite date. Enjoy them. Stop worrying about if you're going to get $1 million. Stop worrying about if you're going to learn this new software or new game or, you know, the end of this book. Enjoy the chapter that you're in. And that's what I've learned with my mother dying. Enjoy the chapter that you're in. If you enjoy the chapter that you're in, you're not losing. So, not long. Just something I had to get off of my chest. You know what time it is. We've come to the end of it. I don't need to speak any more about it. If you got a lesson out of it, great. If you didn't, great too. I'm not necessarily trying to give lessons. I'm just trying to tell you my point of view and my perspective, a couple different things. If you enjoy watching, hit that like, share, subscribe button. You know how we do it. Until next time, and you know there will be a next time. I'm out.